I'm Sean Halloran, Vice President, Wellsite Technology, a division of Ensign Energy Services. Based in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, Ensign is a global leader in oilfield services and has more than 5,000 employees. Ensign offers an extensive fleet of technologically advanced, purpose-built rigs and a comprehensive range of drilling services for customers in the oil, gas, and geothermal energy industries. For this project, we created a proof of concept that delivered excellent results. The goal was to develop a suite of cloud-based technologies to host an enterprise historian. We really wanted to provide drilling rig crews and drilling engineers with more information along with context at the right time to help them make better decisions. This project is leading to greater efficiency and lower costs. Helping us tremendously on this project were Shook IoT and Chimera systems. Shook IoT, based in Edmonton, provides technology-neutral, industrial Internet of Things solutions. They are experts in cloud technology, global connectivity, and communication infrastructure. Chimera Systems, located near Edmonton, delivers proven IIoT solutions for customers in a wide variety of industries. Chimera provides design, installation, and maintenance of automation systems. Over the last few years, Chimera Systems leveraged Ignition and helped Ensign with the development, rollout, and support of its data historian for drilling rigs. Rigs around the world were collecting and managing data in an on-premise enterprise historian. As Ensign grew, there was a need to work with a lot more data and the necessity to increase the availability and performance of the historian. Chimera helped us build a strong foundation, but the next logical step in scaling the enterprise historian was a move to the cloud. Ensign really wanted to leverage the cloud to make data and analytics more available. This would enable users to make faster, better decisions in operations. Ensign also wanted to improve machine health monitoring reports, performance reports, and the advanced alerting system, all to accelerate access to key operational information. Ensign turned to Shook IoT to help with the cloud-based historian. The goal was to take advantage of the many cloud-based IIoT technologies with options to adapt, scale, and improve. And the new solution needed to work with the existing enterprise historian. Shook IoT has accelerated Ensign's digital transformation with its Shook IoT Fusion Cloud Historian. Shook IoT Fusion Cloud Historian supplemented Ensign's existing enterprise historian operation data in a secure and reliable manner. Shook IoT worked with Ensign to install the Shook IoT Ignition connector on drilling rigs, incorporating Ignition's operating history into the cloud historian. The solution has improved access to data and enabled better, faster decision-making for Ensign.
I'm Kyle Chase, co-founder and CTO of Chimera Systems. We started working with Ensign Drilling to get data from the drilling rigs to their historian. Chimera Systems developed the Web Store and Forward module, which helped historize data from the rig to the corporate database more efficiently than the built-in historian at that point in time. We were able to move more data with less bandwidth and less requests. This was essential to get a functioning system online for Ensign. Chimera Systems has an extensive knowledge of transferring data inside of an industrial setting and has developed custom modules for projects all around the world. Chimera Systems has been working with inductive automation products for over 15 years. We are happy to introduce Shook IoT, our cloud partner for digital transformation.
As Ensign scaled our fleet, streaming data from the well site to our corporate cloud in Calgary, we saw that our performance was being impacted. The original handful of rigs, each producing time-based data at several gigabytes per day, quickly grew to over 50 rigs streaming data, sometimes with batch surges due to store and forward routines or high density data delivered at uneven intervals. Coupling this with offline data from multiple sources we quickly found ourselves struggling to keep our user experience from deteriorating. We originally had put our efforts into making our standard SQL database work with the increased load. We tried things like moving to columnar data stores and micro-partitioning, which did improve our ability to deal with our data at rest, but our data in motion continued to scale beyond our ability to maintain a good user experience. We tried moving to different data transport protocols to move data off the rigs more efficiently, and splitting the information into data that would stay on the rig side server and data that would move up to the corporate server. For several years, we tackled many other parts of this infrastructure problem, improving our secure and proprietary communications channels, taking advantage of newer technologies like WiMAX for increased bandwidth and reduced latency. We added storage to our servers at the rig and streamlined our analytics and machine learning so that we were being as efficient with the rig side calculations as we could. The price of succeeding with these initiatives was always increased call for services and, more importantly, for more creative analytics and machine learning for real-time applications. This inevitably led to a return to the scaling issues we had been working with from day one. Our philosophy at Ensign was always centered around the data. We first built out our global network of connected rigs so that we had a secure proprietary data transport channel in place. This also allowed us to deliver communications and remote advisory services to the far-flung fleet of rigs. We then started creating applications built around the data streaming from the rig sensors and equipment. Our intent has always been to provide a platform for automation and machine learning that would provide the tools to make our drillers better at what they do. A big part of this early development was choosing an HMI software that could grow with us and allowed access to modern web-based programming resources. We started streaming data from our rigs in 2015, and as of earlier this year, we had over 60 billion records, or about 10 terabytes, in our database, representing over 100 million feet drilled on close to 10,000 wells. Trying to run meaningful analytics on this monolithic database was increasingly difficult. In late 2018, we finalized our acquisition of Trinidad Drilling and essentially doubled our fleet of rigs. It was at this time that we started thinking along the lines of our outcomes and what our developers were spending their time doing. We didn't want to look back in a couple of years and realize that we were allocating all of our resources to keeping data moving and little to creating new and innovative applications with the data. This is when we started talking with Shook IoT about ways to free up our developers so that they could concentrate on creative applications, and we could envision scaling our current rig fleet to double its size.
I'm Nils Mann, the VP of Development for Shook IoT. Shook IoT Fusion Cloud Historian supplemented Ensign's existing historian. Our team worked with Ensign to install the Shook IoT Ignition connector on drilling rigs, incorporating the Ignition operating system into the cloud historian. With these new analytics, Ensign can identify issues while they're still small and manageable, and then as an organization, it enables them to allocate the right resources to the right places at the right time. By leveraging powerful analytic tools such as Microsoft's Power BI, Ensign can now create custom reports at every level of the organization. Key decision makers no longer need to rely on weekly status meetings where carefully curated data is presented to them. Decision makers can craft their own analytics. This enables a fundamental shift from spending time trying to understand what is going on to creating innovative solutions to problems that previously couldn't even be defined. One of the big challenges that every organization faces is the collection of data. Shook IoT Ignition Edge was the missing piece for Ensign. Ignition provided the comprehensive SCADA system that connected the devices, and the Ignition Edge connector takes the data from these existing systems and transmits them securely to the Microsoft Azure cloud. Ensign now has systems in place that encourage cross-team collaboration, and decisions are made better, faster, and with fewer barriers to implementation.
We achieved numerous improvements with this project, including one-stop shopping for data, a single version of the truth, a common understanding of the data across the enterprise, and better communication and collaboration across our organization. We now have greater visibility into our drilling rig systems and can make more effective decisions.